Dan RadioStyle. Hope everybody out there's having themselves a good day. 6 awesome, amazing, super duper ways that you can improve your law of attraction experience, your time with LOA. I know a lot of us are like, whoa, what's the newest technique? What's the greatest technique? Well, there's a lot of great techniques. And as I've said many, many, many times, the technique that works for you and feels comfortable for you, and it is something that you don't doubt as much, is the best technique for you. There's all sorts of different techniques because there's all sorts of different people walking to all sorts of different drum beats, right? March to the beat of a different drummer, as the phrase goes. So it's not necessarily the technique that matters, but a lot of the times it's the practices, it's the habits, it's the kind of embracing the growth that kind of comes along with this. Believe it or not. I know it's not nearly as exciting as the do the 5 times 55 method or do the 17-second method or like there's a lot of living in the end and the imagining from and all this different stuff, right? A wish fulfilled, everything. There's so many cliches. It's awesome. So the 6 I'm talking about are ones that are really kind of more meant to get you better at this whole law of attraction concept. Just all the different little nuances that come into play. This kind of covers all of them. So, number 1, visualize. Really good habit to get into is practicing your visualizations. Now, I'm going to start with the ones, like for those of you that do it very well, just keep doing what you're doing. Keep visualizing, but spend a lot of time, or a good amount of time, I should say. Not all day. I mean, that'd be ridiculous, but spend time visualizing. Visualizing is an extremely powerful technique that works in creating an outcome that you focus on, that you think about, that you envision in your mind, creates an outcome. Now, for those of you that have a hard time visualizing, okay, in your case, you really want to get out there and practice. Now, one of the recommendations I have, and I'm saying this up front to let you guys know that I have the same problem when it comes to what I'm about to say. I am horrible at drawing. I am. I'm just not very good at drawing. I've taken classes, and so the technique that I'm going to offer is actually a very good one from that standpoint. And what I recommend is grab something simple. An apple, maybe a muffin, maybe a vase, something simple. Let's not get crazy. Let's not make this harder than it needs to. Let's not find something that's got all sorts of crazy colors in it and different shades and shadows and right. Like, if you're a great artist, have at it. Draw that vase. It'll probably look amazing. For those of you that are like me that don't draw very well, it's okay. It's not so much the quality of the picture that matters. What the point of this is to get you to look at something like your apple or your vase or a dollar bill or whatever. Well, dollar bill is kind of complex, but whatever. It's something easy to do. Look at it very carefully. And then if you can, maybe turn away. Maybe put it out of your sight. Like, I just don't want you to cheat. So look at it really good. Spend like, a minute, 3, 5, whatever, staring at the apple. Turn it around. Look at the bottom. Look at the top. Maybe set it down. See the way the light shines on it. Whatever, right? Maybe give it a good shining beforehand. Whatever works. And the reason we do this is because it helps you visualize that apple. So when you move it away, I want you to take a piece of paper and a pen or a pencil or whatever and try to draw it. Try to draw that apple. Think of that apple. Think of what you were just staring at. Think of it and try to draw it. Try to draw, the way the top kind of has almost a heart sort of look to it, right? And then try to draw it. Maybe the bottom's got a couple little dimple bumps, right? Give it kind of a shape. It's not quite, angled, but, it is a specific shape. And just give it a go. Maybe if you can remember a couple of the places where the little spots were, right? Where maybe the little imperfections or blemishes might have been. Spend a little time, look at it, pay attention, and then try to put that on paper. This practicing this will help you enormously. This will really, really work on those imagining skills that you have. So it's a very good way to practice it. If you're someone that doesn't imagine well or you have a hard time seeing with any sort of clarity, practice this. You will, believe it or not, get much, much better just by doing it a few times. A few times will go a long ways. So spend time visualizing. Visualizing is powerful. If you're already good at it, make sure you do more of it. If you're not good at it, let's do some of these techniques to get better at it and then see what happens, and you'll be amazed. Number 2, meditation. We talk about meditation frequently. There's a lot of things about meditation that are fantastic. You can do meditations towards a specific purpose. A lot of times people will do meditations for like their specific person or anything along those lines. You can do meditations like I generally do, just the meditations that are meant to kind of clear the mind, silence the mind, get ready for the day, try to see if I can get as much of the jibber jabber out there, as much as the chatty inside my head, get as much of that just to pass through. I don't hold on to any of it. I do my breaths. I focus on my breathing in the nose, hold for a moment, out the mouth. They call it the sacred breath. Try to keep your in-breath about equal to your out-breath. If it takes you 5 seconds to breathe in, then spend about 5 seconds breathing out. If it takes you 10 seconds to breathe in, then take about 10 seconds to breathe out. Try to keep those consistent. Keep that balanced. One way to think of it is the inflow is kind of bringing in that good energy. The outflow is pushing out the negative energy or just pushing out energy in general. And when you can spend time and kind of quiet the mind and let things just flow through you, don't get attached to it. Yeah, you had a crazy thought. It's okay. Go back to your breathing. Focus on your breathing. It's all right. You had a crazy thought. Let it go. Don't worry about it. Back to your breathing. Your breathing's fine. Keep working on your breathing. Oh, another crazy thought pops in. It's okay. Get back to your breathing. Just focus on your breathing. It's perfectly okay if the entire time you're meditating, crazy thoughts are popping up here and there. Just go back to your breathing, back to your breathing, back to your breathing. Do that for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever. A lot of people are like, I don't have 5 minutes. Maybe not. But for something that helps you as much as meditation will, finding 5 minutes in your schedule will benefit you more than words can even say. I recommend, too, also the shower. For those of you that maybe are bombarded by all sorts of issues outside of the bathroom, like that's the one sacred space in your house maybe where you can get a moment's peace, or even from the standpoint of maybe people that smoke and do things like those kinds of habits that tend to tarnish our aura, if you will. They tend to put sort of some bad mojo inside our own aura. The shower actually acts as a baptismal effect. So the shower is an amazing place to do meditation. So you can just plop yourself down on your butt for a few minutes, let the water just rain down over you, spend 5 minutes just focusing on your breathing, and move on with your day. And you will truly find that, generally speaking, there's a better peace of mind. There's a little more of a calmness about you. As the day starts to unwind, unfold, maybe get crazy, you generally seem to navigate those rough waters a little better. So spend some time meditating. Put some time into it. It's definitely worth the effort, and it will reward. I promise. It will definitely reward. Another great example, number 3. Read new material, watch new videos, whatever you're into, but get a new book. 1 book a month, right? Not a bad idea. Hop on Amazon. I've got a bunch listed below if you guys are curious. Some of the books that really made a big difference to me. Just off the top of my head, the whole Celestine Prophecies series, all of those, all the Dan Millman stuff, Way of the Peaceful Warrior, Journey of the Peaceful Warrior, the book about Socrates, which, oh my God, was amazing. Like, I had to wait like 20 years for that book to finally come out and to learn more about who this Socrates character was. And it was, love him. So the very first Dan Millman book is about this guy Socrates and training Dan Millman. And then he meets this lady Mama Chia in the second book. Just outstanding stuff. So again, Dan Millman's great. The Conversations with God, all that Neil Donald Walsh stuff is fantastic. There is the Melchizedek. His name's probably down in there. Knowledge of the Ancient something or others. I forget the name of the book. There's 2 of them. Those changed my life in ways I can't even imagine. In fact, there was an amazing meditation in there to establish your Merkaba, which is it's basically 2 pyramids that are inverted. The top part comes here, and then you got another bottom part, and they spin differently. And anyway, there's a whole setup, and it's different if you're male or female. The way you set up that. Again, I might do a show on it someday, but the Merkaba meditation is extremely a little complexity to it, but it's very, very powerful. And I literally started noticing differences after I had basically gotten my Merkaba spending properly. So again, that's down there. Melchizedek is the last name on that. I'm just trying to think. I mean, there's a whole bunch of other ones that are great. Those are really the key players that really jump out. Richard Bach's another one. Let's see. The first one was Jonathan Livingston Seagull. Loved it. Like I got done reading that book and I'm like, oh my God, I can fly. Like when I got done reading that, and it was very short, very short. That's a book you can read literally in a day. And it's fabulous. Even got pictures. It's pretty cool. Next one I read from him was Illusions, which is fantastic. I think it was called Illusions, has to do with anyway, don't remember. Bridge Across Forever, and then the last one I read was One, and then I read a few other books of his along the way. He's really into flight. He's very into kind of spiritual interacting with people. He's had kind of a tough life, and he's written some really, really wonderful stuff. So again, these are some of the big players with me. Might not necessarily work for all you guys, but again, read something. Find a book. There's many, many things online. Many of you belong to websites. Many of you belong to Facebook pages. Find a book that you maybe haven't read yet and read it. Even if it's something that's maybe not quite totally something you're into, but it's slightly interesting, get it, because you'll be amazed some of the things that'll pop out when you do it. Maybe a good book on meditation or visualization or some of the things that we talked about earlier. So again, grab a new book, maybe find some new videos, maybe even find a new person that you follow. I mean, I don't want you guys leaving me, but hey, if you find someone better than me, leave me. Find someone better, great. If not, find someone else also, and you can watch their videos too and my videos, and hopefully with all that helps you figure things out and move in the direction you'd like to go. So, new material, learn, always be learning. It's good stuff. Number 4, look at or create affirmations on a regular basis. Now, the looking at is certainly good. There's no question about that. I want you to spend time looking at them and focusing on them. That's good. It kind of reminds you of affirmations, of thinking positively, of arranging positive sentences. But that's also the power of creating them. When you create them, they're usually tailored for you, tailored for the things that you are struggling with right now. Maybe there's some body weight issue, maybe some body image issue, maybe that you suffer from, right? So that's the thing that pops up. Oh, he's not going to like me. I'm too fat. Oh, he's not going to like me. My boobs aren't big enough. Oh, he's not going to like me. My thighs are large. Oh, he's not going to like me. I've got too much hair on my back. Oh, he's not going to like me. I don't have bulging biceps. Whatever the reason is, it's false. They're going to like you. In fact, they're going to love you because of who you are, because of how wonderful you are. And any of these perceived notions that are inadequate are actually not going to really seem like an issue because they love you so much. You don't notice the things about somebody that are a little meh when you truly care about them. In fact, you tend to give them the benefit of the doubt. Now, if you find that you're noticing every single flaw about someone, I would step back a little bit and question whether or not you truly do care about this individual. Because if you do, you generally tend to see the best in others when it's truly love, and when it's not, well, we tend to find the flaws in others. So, putting together affirmations, create them maybe on your phone, some like sort of doc or whatever, maybe something that you can open up easily and refer to, maybe something that you can edit. Maybe you have one of those days where something pops up into your mind and you have some sort of doubt. Well, create an affirmation for it. And as I've said, don't just create an affirmation to try to undo the doubt. See the doubt for what it is. The doubt, the contrast, is a good thing. It's showing you a place that needs some love, needs some healing, needs something. So again, don't scream and run away from these moments of doubt. They're okay. They're actually okay. Hug the doubt. Love the doubt. It's okay. Don't stay there. Don't keep focusing on the doubt. That's not good. But acknowledging it, seeing it for what it is, and then working on improving the part of ourselves that's causing the doubt. The doubt's because of some sort of lack of love, some sort of lack, some limitation, some belief that exists inside ourselves that's causing this doubt to kick in. So, doubt's not the problem. And there's really, the problem, I want to say the problem's the fact that we've got some sort of thought that keeps popping up. But again, it's only a problem in that it's maybe slowing you down from what you're trying to manifest when you actually pay attention to that thing, that doubt, that whatever it is. And actually throw your arms around it, give it a hug and say, I love you. I don't agree with you, but I see what you're saying. I understand. It's like talk to it like it's the child in you, the little child. I understand how you feel. It's okay. We're going to get through this. We're actually doing really good, or our weight's really good, or we've actually lost 12 pounds over the past month, or whatever, right? Give yourself something positive to move forward with. Realize that you are always becoming a better person than you were the day before. Should be anyways. So hopefully that makes a difference. That was number 4. Number 5. Update your gratitude journal. Now, for those of you that don't know what a gratitude journal is, it's basically a journal where you write all the things you're thankful for. And of course, most of us, I hope, know that one of the more powerful techniques in law of attraction when it comes to manifesting is the attitude of gratitude, as they call it. Being grateful for the thing that you're about to create. Being grateful for that which you have in your life. Being grateful for the abundance that exists in your world. Being grateful for the wonderful friends around yourself. Being grateful for the great boyfriend or girlfriend that you are spending time with. Or being grateful for the wonderful people in your life that you get to spend time with. Being grateful for your new job, your new boat, your new house, your new life, your new wife. You got a lot of things to be grateful for. Write them down in your journal. Write them down, buy a notebook, buy a little cheap notebook. Get a little journal. Journals are cool. A really nice one. Maybe a leather bound with a little bookmark thingy in it, right? And a special pen. Like I got my special pen. Get your special pen and write your gratitudes in there. And look at those with a regular basis. The things you're grateful for. Be grateful for them. Keep being grateful for them. Keep remembering all the things you're grateful for. You know, especially when you're in a funk. A good friend of mine I just talked to over the weekend kind of got in a funk. And she'd sort of lost track of where her life is going. And kind of was very stuck in the, I just don't feel like I'm connected. I don't feel like I'm a part. I feel like this is this thing I need to do and I want to do, but I just don't feel like things are going well. And I'm like, well, honey, look at what's going on in your life, right? You are feeling like it's time to move on. You've got a very strong feeling for this location you want to go. All it is your mind and your body and your soul telling you, look, your job's done where you're at now. Here's the place you need to go. That's why you feel like you're not necessarily where you should be. So be grateful for all the things you have. Be grateful for the fact that these lessons and these directions are going to show themselves to you. And again, when you find yourself being bummed, a lot of the times it's not because there's nothing good going on in your life. It's because you're focusing on the things that aren't happening yet. A lot of the times we're focusing on the thing we don't have yet that we'd like to have. Be grateful for all the things that are coming. Focus on the things you are grateful for, and you will find that your moods tend to turn around when you focus on what you do have versus what you don't have. What you don't have is coming. What you do have is here. It's already here. Enjoy that. Use that to get through the harder times. Be grateful for those things, and be grateful for the things that are coming. They're coming too. Be grateful for them. Number 6. This one I borderline consider one of the more appropriate or one of the better aspects of this. One of the stronger, one of the things that I think I put my hat on. Like I really probably give most credit in the things I've manifested and the doors that have opened in my life from this one. Spreading positivity. Being positive. Being a light in the darkness. Being a positive aspect in other people's lives. Being good in a world where it sometimes seems like good's hard to find, right? Being a positive experience in anyone's life. You work, you have a job. While you're working and doing your job, try to be positive to those you're working with. Just try to make it part of your day to actually see if you can put a smile on your coworker's face. You don't have to be the most important person in their life, but see if you can put a little smile on their face. See if you can make a change. See if you can make a difference. That little bit of love, that little bit of energy comes back to you. We've talked about ripple effects. We've talked about what you send out comes back. Sowing the seeds of love, if you will, or sowing the seeds of your life and your manifestations. What you send out comes back to you. Even if Joanne at work has nothing to do with Steven, the dude you like, she doesn't even know him, doesn't even know about him. Being nice to Joanne, believe it or not, actually helps your chances with Steven. It does. What you're sending out to Joanne even affects Steven. We call it the ripple effect because Joanne might be nice to some other person over here. They might be nice to this person over here, then this person over here. That person might somehow know Steven, be nice to Steven. Steven's like, wow, that was awesome. Made me think of her, and they'll be nice to you back. So sometimes that circle, right? The 6 degrees of separation, they've called it, or 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon, which is another sort of joke with the people that do it with movies. But it's the same concept. Everybody kind of bounces into another, and then things tend to come back to us. There is a beautiful circle in life. So what you send out, even to people that don't seem like they matter, they matter. That person at the coffee shop, that dude at the gas station, that bum on the street corner holding the sign, Jesus saves. That guy, being nice to him, believe it or not, that will help you. It's not just being nice to the people that you want something from. Be nice to the people you don't want anything from. That actually almost matters more. So hopefully these 6 things make a difference. Visualize, meditation, read new material, find new material, look and create affirmations, update your gratitude journal, and spread love and positivity wherever you can. It's always a good way to help get these balls rolling when it comes to manifesting. And certainly, by the way, one of the other wonderful things that comes out of that, you're going to tend to feel better just in general about life, about your life, and about the people around you. Hopefully this makes a difference. If you like what I've got going on, please click subscribe if you haven't done that already. And if you can, comment. Put show topics, things you'd like to have me talk about. I love it. I actually had, just today going through comments, I think I found 4 different show topics that people had questions about. It's awesome. I love that. It really helps me a lot of times kind of put shows and sort of focus them in a way that I think is going to benefit the most people. So I always appreciate whenever you guys throw different comments and questions into the comment section below. So please do that. Thumbs ups are always good. Sharing actually on any of your social media platforms, anything that I ever do is probably one of the most helpful things you could ever possibly do. It gets other people's eyes on my material. So if you want to help, that's another great thing you can do. Appreciate each and every one of you. More shows coming your way. It's Dan Radio Style.